Welcome back, everybody, to Offsides, the unofficial official podcast of Charlotte Football Club. I am your host, Andre Sorbledo, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Pablo Robledo. Pablo, how the legs feeling?
They're stiff. So stiff right now.
Yeah, the Offside boys came out of retirement to play a little pickup over at Strikers. How'd it feel to be back on the field playing?
Just when you think you're out, they pull you right back in. Now I felt good going back out there. I had some pregame jitters where I wasn't sure like how I was gonna do. I haven't played in like years. But after a while, I just kind of started to get back into the groove and developing that confidence, getting some shots out there. So it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah, you picked up 2 goals, had a couple step overs.
The slowest step overs of my life.
Yeah, it was fun. I was really nervous too about going back and playing, especially like on turf. I was really nervous about like tearing something.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got out there and was just jogging around and like pinging the ball off the wall, felt good to be back. And picked up a goal myself. But yeah, it was fun. I guess it's something we'll probably be doing a little bit more regularly.
Yeah, I plan on it. I saw you had the first goal when we first started there, but man, going back to that step over I had, it was like I like almost backed out of it halfway through because I'm like, oh my gosh, my legs are so slow right now.
Yeah. I saw one that you did that was like behind the ball. I thought that was so funny. So, like the ball's in front of you, you did the step over, but the ball was still in front of you. Oh, it was so good. Their goalie was really good too, though. He was like actually trying. That's the first time I've seen, and our goalie too.
Yeah,
That's
our
the
goalie was good.
first time I've seen goalies like actually try at strikers.
Right. Yeah. Usually they just kind of like let him in and then be like, okay, who else wants to play goalie?
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
The first time I ever seen somebody just be like designated goalie.
Yeah. I kind of forgot some of the rules at strikers too. Like you couldn't pass back to the goalie.
I think that's for like matches. I think when you and I did pickups, it was just like, here's your money. Balls. Now let us just go play and do whatever we want.
Yeah. It was fun though. I'm actually excited for the next one next Sunday.
Yeah. Plus it was good to see Raven and Michael again. Those guys are always a fun to play with.
Yeah. Yep. The top of spring crew. All right. So we got a big episode ahead. We're gonna review the match and then preview the match against Philadelphia. So Charlotte picks up their second win at home, second win in a row. Bigger crowd this time, which I thought was going to happen, with all the hype after that first win. A little over 30,000, which is huge for, MLS attendance. With, again, only Seattle and Atlanta doing more than 30,000 average. And it was an awesome game, awesome experience. Thought the team played really well. What were your thoughts on the match?
I was impressed. Again, as now it's a clean sheet. Put that one down in the record books. But overall, I thought it was a good game for us. We seem to have just dominated the entire time. Yeah, there were some mistakes, but nothing that we couldn't recover from.
Yeah, I thought the changes in the back line were nice. McCoon, he's on international duty. Fuchs slid over to that center back role, which we've kind of been wanting to see.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
Yeah, and then Mora gets another look at starting. I was a little nervous about that because I kind of thought he didn't have the best matches, or like the best performance in the couple matches that he played, but I thought he looked pretty good that game. He had a couple good dribbles, a couple good jukes. Did fine, distributing the ball. Yeah, what did you think of his performance?
Mora, yeah, I was happy with Mora. He had some really good defensive stops, and then he had some good runs up the side and up the middle where he helped build the attack. I like to see him keep starting in that left back role. Hopefully McCoon's team does really well and he stays out more.
It will be interesting. Well, I guess the World Cup's in November this year. So I guess it'll be right during the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see how that affects the team.
Right.
But then we had, the other changes. Alan Franco is also on international duty, so he was missing. And then we had Derek Jones come in for Brant Bronico and Sergio Ruiz come in for Alan Franco. We saw Jordi Alcivar get another start. totally well deserved. I thought he had a great game.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about Derek Jones a little bit and that change. What did you think of it, seeing him in the starting lineup after only being with the team 2-3 weeks?
I thought Jones is perfect for that position in that game plan that they got going on. Like we mentioned last week, he's a real tall defensive player, which is always a good weapon to have in that back line. But he's also making those passes to kind of help with some of the attack, or if the attack loses the ball, he's kind of there to rebound and send it back up. Um, I'm happy with Jones. I think it was a great trade for us.
Yeah, I agree. I thought his like distribution was really good. It's still not like quite what I'd like to see out of that position, but I think that's kind of what Ramirez wants out of that position. And he had a couple of good passes where he would switch it to Lindsay or switch it to Mora whenever we were kind of overloaded on one side. And then yeah, like having his like height and athleticism, and like he just seems like a more physical player in that spot too. He was able to draw a couple fouls where we'd get the ball. I thought it was a good change to the dynamic.
Yeah, and just he just seems like more of a threatening player than Bronico does. He just seems
Yeah.
like he's tougher to get past, which I'm sure he is with those long legs that he has. But he just seems more of a wall out
Yeah.
there than Bronico has been when he's started.
Yeah, I agree. Um, so we can jump into the first half a bit more. I thought the team kind of kept up with the same as last week of starting off a little slow, kind of playing in their own half a little bit. But I actually, after seeing it again for another week, I kind of feel like that's almost the game plan to, because they keep possession really well in their own half, especially in tight spaces where the other team will kind of commit a lot of players to pressure, one of our sides. Like Fuchs and Mora a couple times would get, double or triple team. They'd have like, 3 or 4 guys guarding them, and they're able to just like 1-2 around them. Or, sometimes Derek or Bender would come in, and they did a really good job just like passing out of those tight spaces and then like exploding into the enemy half. Um, Especially compared to the first couple. I thought they did really well in that. Like the team passing seems to be really good now, and just getting out of those tight spaces and turning into like a counterattack very quickly.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. Um, I don't know if I would say that they started off slow. I mean, it was like 5 minutes into the game and we have a goal.
That's true.
In just like last week, I think it was around the 5 or 6 minute mark
Yeah.
that we had the first goal. So I think they start the attack pretty strong. I want to say usually, when most matches start, it does start off slow, where guys are just mostly passing around, starting to creep in. But it seems like our guys pass the ball and are on the attack 100%. Again, you see that player dynamic and chemistry as like develop crazy. Bender and Soderski are like right side by side.
Yeah.
If Bender has the ball, Soderski knows to get open. If Alcivar has the ball, you're looking for guys in the center. So I think starting off, I think it was a good start. Nice, strong attack.
Yeah. The lead up to the first goal was great. I mean, the team play to get into the box and then to, cross it across, or pass it to across the face of goal, and Bender, Swiderski just has to tap it in. It was really good. It
Yeah, that
seems like
cross that Bender had.
yeah.
I mean, it like it kind of curved back in. When he first did that cross, I thought the goalie was gonna like jump up and grab it, but if you look at the replay, it kind of like curves back in right at Swiderski, and Swiderski, puts it in the back of the net. I thought that was a really great pass there.
Yeah, and we also had, I think Alcivar was in the middle there too. Like the big changes from, I would say, even just the Atlanta game to these last 2 games is just how many guys are getting open in the middle of the box.
Yeah,
Compared to like the first couple games we talked about, it was just like a 1v3 in the box, but now like they're getting numbers in there. So
yeah.
it's really nice to see.
I was surprised in the starting lineup when I saw that that Franco was not. Well, I wasn't surprised that Franco wasn't playing. Obviously, he's away on international duty, but I thought Alcivar would be that center mid, and then Awful would be on the right side. But I thought Who was it that played for him?
Ruiz.
Ruiz. Yeah, I thought Ruiz was good in that center position as well. So it's good to know that Coach Miguel has options at that spot.
Yeah, I would say,
and they all perform well.
Yeah, we got a lot of depth in midfield. Ruiz, I thought he had a really good game of just like controlling the ball and just distributing it very well. Like you can see that he kind of went up through the Spain system of playing, of just like good technical pass, keeping the ball, like playing it to people. That was
Yeah.
like the one thing I'd like to see them do a little bit more, is like play into space in front of people a bit more instead of directly like at each other's feet. Like it seemed like a lot of the times where we could get on a quick counter attack, instead of like, especially like on Jalen Lindsey's side, like he gets a lot of space in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like whenever we switch it, we just switch it like directly to him and not like into the space and let him like charge down the line.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is like whenever we do get those breakaways, it seems like we're still just like, instead of taking the space or attacking and like playing the 1v1s or going right at the keeper, we seem to just like stop like the run and let everyone kind of catch up and we keep possession there, like we don't tend to lose the ball there, but I'd like if they just kind of exploded a bit more on those counterattacks, just kind of took a couple more chances with 1v1s and 1v1s in the keeper. I think it could lead to a couple more goal scoring opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, you're right on that. It's as far as playing the ball in the space and how they've been playing. I don't want to say all of it, but most of the time, passes are like right to, instead of playing it like a through ball or just like where your player's going to be. But again, I would say that's coming. These guys just have to get to know each other a little better.
Yeah.
If you again go back to that first goal with Bender, I think it was Rios that initially had the ball, and then you saw Bender running into space.
Yeah.
And that's where Bender got he got the ball to him, and then Bender put in that cross, and Soderski put it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
It was from that running into space type of play.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're right. We need more of that, but it's coming. It's developing.
Yeah, I think it's just, for me, I just really want to see, like, because Jalen Lindsey, he has so much speed. He's a good dribbler of the ball, like, young guy who's clearly like great at defending and like has the attack mindset. Like, I want to see him get a couple more opportunities to push down the line, and he kind of reminds me of like an Ashley Cole kind of player, of like,
oh yeah,
like just a, an outside back just up and down.
He'll run it up
and,
all the way to the corner flag and cross it in or something. Yeah,
yeah. I think again, we've said this a couple episodes now, but he has a lot of potential, and would like to see him get on the attack a bit more. So, what do you think of the Rio start? I kind of thought surprise start, to be honest. But
another quiet Rios game. Yeah, I mean, he's a good supportive player. Again, I'd have to go back to look at that replay on that first goal. Might have been like an assist to the assist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Rios, we got him late. I want to say he was like our 25th or 26th acquisition for the team. I think the coach has more expectations from him, or has like a lot of hope in him. I don't know. I think he's just rating us not 100%.
Yeah.
So Rios is just filling in.
Yeah, I think he's the third man for the forwards. I think he's gonna get pushed down to
that way. Really,
he's gonna get pushed down to 4th too once Yazwiak gets here. I think. I also think we'll probably play more of like a 4-3-3 formation, anyways. Once Yazwiak is healthy and with the team, but I do think Rios's hold up play is really good. Like when he gets the ball at his feet at the midfield line, he does a great job of like shielding it and just not losing it, allowing everyone to kind of run past, join the attack. I thought he did that really well.
Kind of starting to develop.
Yeah, I just think his like decision making in the final third is not as great. I feel like there's a couple other times where he's kind of gone and been a little selfish with taking a shot, instead of like playing the open guy at the top of the box. Which, I mean, sometimes you want to see from your forward when they're producing, and other times it's like, you should have just passed that off. You're not.
Yeah, I know we discussed it last week where there was a guy open at the top of the box, and he should have passed it, and we could have had another goal. but he decided to take the shot and miss or get blocked. One of those two, but it was not the end results that we wanted. I mean, I haven't seen that flare of magic from him where he beats a defender and scores, or just has a great look and shoots from outside the box, or like I haven't seen any like great shots or headers. Yes, good passing and yes, good shield on the ball and developing attacks, but he's not, or
He's
hasn't
missing that
seemed to
end
be a
product.
finisher.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just missing that end product there. Another great game by Karol Sergejski. I mean, that guy
Yeah.
is on fire. Was clearly worth the money. You know, 4 goals in 2 games. That's exactly what you want out of a forward.
Yeah.
And he's now leading the league in goals, for at least on the eastern side. I'm not sure about the western. I mean, phenomenal game. Like everything about it is great. Like he drops down into our own half to help, develop the attack, get out of tight situations. His running off the ball is really creative. Like I don't remember if it was in the first half or the second half, but I think it's Lindsay plays him a ball and he just dummies it and lets it run through, and Alcivar is just free on the wing. I mean, that play was awesome.
Yeah.
Just that creativity, and then his touch is like he just keeps it like so tight, and like he is able to like just cut like really well and beat guys with like simple little turns to just get like half a yard of space, get a shot off.
Yeah,
Really good
he's
performance.
really surprised me, especially with that control that he has, and with such tight marking that he always gets. And you don't get too many players like that. And
Yeah.
what really surprised me, when we, especially because it's out of Poland, which is not like, from what I know, is it's not like a powerhouse
Yeah.
team that puts out a lot of players, but he seems to be one of those rare diamonds in the rough that seems to be like just outperforming everything right now. Like his
Yeah.
expectations, he's just going right past them.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. And I guess we can jump ahead, but that free kick he scored, that was
Yeah.
just like top.
That was his
Like,
pinpoint.
oh my gosh, it was so good. And like to be able to like put that curve on it onto the
With
far
left-footed.
post, left-footed on a very windy day.
Uh-huh.
Like you could see that the wind was affecting, like 'cause some of the long balls that would get played would just like stop short. Like you could just tell that
Wow.
wind was like, kind of killing balls. So for him to just whip it in there left-footed, like outside the box, it was awesome. And to,
Yeah.
kind of sealed the game away.
Oh yeah, when I saw that go in, I was just like, geez, that was phenomenal.
Yeah,
From
and
outside the box and curled in. Had that goalkeeper diving for it. Like that's just poster right
yeah,
there.
yeah, absolutely. And it's funny too because I heard, I think he talked about it in his interview in the stadium, that normally like from that area, I guess Fuchs is the one that takes that free kick, and then maybe Alcivar as well.
Right.
And I think Fuchs kind of talked Alcivar off of it and said, "Take it, like just hit it like this, like yeah, like so." He clearly sees like you're on fire, like let's just give you the opportunity.
Yeah.
Like kind of like in basketball when the guy gets like the hot hand, like try to give him balls again, like just the same thing. Like he was really feeling himself that game, man. Last game, you just got to give him the ball and let him do some magic with it, and he did. That was amazing.
Yeah, which almost makes me wonder, like, obviously we've seen free kicks from Alcivar and from Bender. None of them have gone in. Some have been close, but this one is like, first up, first in.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder, is like maybe he should be taking the free kicks from now on.
Yeah, and he said in the interview that he hasn't scored from a free kick in a long time. So it felt good to, do it. And I agree. I feel like a lot of our free kicks are set up to, set guys up for the header as opposed to just going for it directly.
Right.
But again, I think that one Fuchs kind of just saw like, just take it. Like you're having a good, 2 weeks right now. Let's keep it going, and that helps build the confidence up even more to carry over to next week. So
Yeah.
it was great to see.
Even for somebody that's like not a soccer fan, that was a good free kick for them to see. I'll tell you this. This is how good of a free kick that was. So obviously you went to the game. I'm watching it from home,
Mm-hmm.
but we're having my wife's mom's birthday over
Mhm.
there, so I can't 100% devote my time to watching the game. But we're playing Parcheesi as the game's playing in the background, and then he scores that free kick, I'm losing really bad at Parcheesi. I'm like, oh my gosh, check out this free kick. Look how good it was. Everybody's staring at the screen and I'm moving pieces on the board so I can cheat the win and nobody noticed it because everybody's like, wow, like that was really good. How did he do that? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, wait, who moved my pieces? I'm like, let's just play.
the classic Pablo board game move.
But that's how good it was. Like even for non-soccer enthusiasts, like they were really impressed by it, and then they should be because that was, man, that's one that's gonna be replayed in like the jumbotron for those videos that's shown in the future as far as hype up videos.
Yeah, if they ever replace that Game of Thrones video that you love,
they need to.
That video is sick. I like it. Yeah. So, anyways, anything else you thought in the first half? I mean, our defense. I can't remember if it was in the first half. I think it was where, Fuchs kind of gave the ball up right at the top of the box. But I mean, again, Kalina is just another guy who's in top form, playing out of his mind. Has the save. I mean, I kind of felt like I think he had 2 or 3 saves in the first half. And they were kind of all from mistakes in the back line, which is going to happen. But I think it's great that we have a top class keeper that we can trust to clean that up.
Yeah, Kalina had 3 noticeable saves that I actually just kind of jotted down. One was like around the 30th minute that you mentioned with Fuchs. Had the he slipped up, ball kind of went out of his way, and the Cincinnati took advantage of it. But Kalina was right on top of it, where he, I want to say, stretched out his leg or his arm and stopped it. Great goalkeeping there. Where else? He had another number 25, number 28, our number 28, Mora. He let a guy in through the back, and they had a shot, and Kalina saved that. So, I mean, great on him for keeping that clean sheet going. Well, not going, but just to get it started and not letting any through. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I mean, when you go back and like think of the last couple of games, it's crazy how much those 3 PKs have hurt us. I mean, if you think about it, if we don't give up that PK in Atlanta, we go up 1-0 with Armour's header, if everything else stays equal. And we probably don't give up the late goal because we gave up the late goal because we were pushing so much to try to get the equalizer that Fuchs was just kind of gassed, lost his mark. I think if we're up 1-0 that late in the game, I think the way the team has played the last 2 games, I think they're able to put that game away at 1-0. I mean, obviously, I think the Galaxy, that result probably stays the same.
Yeah, the Galaxy one, I mean, they had a lot of shots.
Yeah.
Kalina saved a lot of them, but again, you can't save all of them.
Yeah, and then, the New England game probably finishes 3-0, and this one obviously 2-0. So, I mean, I think, without those PKs, like, this back line and Kalina would have a lot better record of clean sheets and just looking like, a team really hard to score on.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to see that.
It's interesting how when McCoon doesn't start, we have a clean sheet.
It was nice to see Fuchs play the center back. I felt a lot more comfortable with him there, like directing the team. I thought we looked really organized. And he's not getting like beat on like the run back after attacking. I thought Ramirez and the team had a really good defensive plan to shut down Acosta and number 19 on Cincinnati, who were the big attacking threats in the conference right now, and to leave, to shut them out completely, huge on Ramirez's tactical plans and the team's performance. Kuho and Lindsay again just look like brick walls.
Yeah,
no one's getting by them. No, I haven't seen anyone dribble by Lindsay. I don't think.
No, Lindsay, like you said, has just been an absolute wall over there. And if somebody does get past Lindsay, you still got Carujo to get past, and that's another tough one to get past. The side that does worry me is the side that Fuchs and either McCoon or whoever is playing for him when McCoon's not there. Because McCoon is the older guy, and not McCoon, I'm sorry, Fuchs is the older guy.
Yeah.
And then you have an inexperienced guy. So that's I think our weaker side right now on defense. But it's getting better. Which going back to when Fuchs when he had that mistake made me think of when you mentioned in the I think our first episode asking if Fuchs is a 90-minute player,
Yeah.
which now I'm starting to question.
I
Because I've
think,
seen him, it seems like he's getting tired.
yeah, especially at that left back position, which is physically very physically demanding, especially in the system that Ramirez wants to play, where you're pushing up the field a lot and you have
Especially
to
on the
get back.
on the sides.
Yeah. I thought at center back he looked fine after the 90 minutes. Like I didn't think he looked too gassed or anything compared to the last couple games. Like especially the Atlanta game, I thought he looked really gassed at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then the New England game, I think he looked gassed, but probably not as bad in Atlanta. But yeah, I think at that left back position, I don't know if he has the legs for 90 minutes or 90 plus.
Right.
I don't know, but I think we do have good depth at that position because I think Adam Armour can play there. I think you can put Mora there. I thought his performance was fine. Like I was more than fine. I would say it was good. I thought he had a good game.
Did Armor come in this game? I don't think he played this
Don't
game, right?
believe so. No, I'm trying to the subs I believe were Reyna came in for about 5 minutes. Bronico came in for probably I think 20 or 30 minutes. Ortiz came in.
Yeah. Walks and Awful. Yeah, I think he said
Yeah.
Awful already, but Walks came in for Swiderski around
Yeah.
the 90th minute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, you know what though? I think Armor. I could be mistaken, but I think Armor is dealing with a slight injury. When I saw some practice videos that they were putting out, Armor looked like he has some tape around one of his knees, so he might be dealing with a slight injury that we might not know of.
Yeah, because I know they did report that one of the midfielders, one of the young rookie midfielders, he just had meniscus surgery, so he's going to be out for a while. And then one of the forwards we haven't got to see yet, Mello, I believe, is also out with injury.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen his debut yet. So that'll be interesting to see. Again, I think we can cover the second half in more detail. I guess I don't have a ton of notes besides they just kept the ball really well, shut down Cincinnati's attack really, really well. And that free kick, that goal was stupendous. I think Reyna coming in at the 85 minute was really interesting. He kind of has sold me now. I think he does deserve that second spot. He's completely changed my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's completely changed my opinion on him from the first two games I saw of him. He looked really explosive, good control of the ball, strong shot. Like really unlucky to not get that third goal there towards the end.
Yeah, I mean that's good goalkeeping. I hate to say for Cincinnati side, but that is good goalkeeping. Reyna beats two defenders, gets into the center, and then puts it in the opposite way of which way he's running. And the goalie's able to jump and save that. That's I mean, you gotta give it up for the goalkeeper on that one. Any other time, I think it would have went in. Or if he just puts it lower, it would have went in. But that was great ball control and just awareness of where defenders are and how to beat them.
Yeah, that reminded me. He also had a really good save in the first half against what would have been another Ben Bender goal.
Yeah.
Where what was it, a rebound that Bender's getting or just a loose ball? Side foots it and the guy just gets a hand to it like last second and pushes it out of bounds. It's kind of funny like how good Bender's been lately, where he kind of an assist and no goal is kind of like a quiet game for him. Like I kind of it's kind of like he's kind of quiet. Like but he assisted and had a lot of great passes. Like another great game, but he's really like moving his bar up. Like his expectations going up and up after the game. I would actually not be surprised if he gets a late call up to the World Cup squad, like just to get some experience because he's 21, playing out of his mind, can play on the wing, can play center, probably play forward. I don't see like why. I mean, I'm not super familiar with the men's national team that much anymore, but I don't see why you wouldn't bring him just to have extra depth. Like maybe he doesn't see a match, but just so he kind of starts getting exposure to the team. I think he will be in that team eventually.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time before he gets called up for a couple of national games right now. I mean, it's his what, fourth professional game,
Yeah.
right? So I don't see him getting called up anytime this season. But let him get a couple more matches under a belt, a couple more assists, and a couple more goals, and yeah, probably in like the Gold Cup or something like that. You'll see him in the national squad.
Yeah.
Right now with the World qualifiers being so close to just being finalized and moving on to the next stage of the World Cup, I'm pretty sure they have their squad set.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot can change in 6 months or whatever.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah, you could have injuries or things like that, but still, out of all the players that we have, or as far as the U.S. has, I don't see Bender getting called up yet.
Yeah, I agree. So that kind of sums up the second half. We've got Philadelphia Union next, who on paper look like a really strong opponent. They're unbeaten. They're on quite a win streak, 3 wins, 1 tie. But you and I kind of looked into it, and really they've kind of just beaten up on the bottom of the league, and then tied against third best in the Western, Minnesota. But they've really, New York I would say is the only noticeable name on there.
Right. That's just because they won it last year.
Yeah, and they won the cup last year, but they're 10th in their conference right now. They're not looking too hot. It's a long season, it's still early in the season, but they're not having the best start. So Philadelphia might have just caught them at the right time.
Yeah.
And then they've beaten Montreal and Inter Miami, who are both, and San Jose, who are all at the bottom of their own respective league tables. So I think it's going to be a great game. We're playing away. Could be another historic game for us, first away win.
Yeah.
And it would be huge for us to get the 3 points here. Just because I think that puts us in a really good playoff spot. Taking 3 points off the top of our conference table away, always good to get points away. And I think we're at a really good form right now. Like how much this team improves week over week is really crazy. Like I can't think of like another team I've seen that before.
Yeah, momentum just keeps building for these guys. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up with like because this is gonna be probably one of the better teams that we're coming up now early in the stage.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we come up with like a 1-0 or 2-1.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think not only this week, but next week, these next 2 weeks will be huge for determining how well the team's doing, our playoff potential, because we're playing, Philadelphia away, and then we're getting the home rematch against Atlanta.
Right.
And I think you're going to see a very different Charlotte team than what Atlanta saw the first time.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, home. I think that crowd is going to be, I think will be over 30,000 that game.
I'm sure you're going to have some Atlanta fans coming up. So that's going to be interesting to see, the home crowd versus away crowd type deal, see what rivalry builds up there.
Yeah, that will be interesting because, both home games, or all 3 home games so far, have been all Charlotte. I haven't seen any, away fans or anything like that. That'll be interesting. I'm sure there will be. And again, because Atlanta does have that support, similar to like how Charlotte has support. That's a fan base that's just crazy about the team. So I'm sure, and it's an easy trip to make up.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see some away fans. So that will be really interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, one thing I will say about this game is first half and second half were almost like just mirror pictures of each other.
Yeah.
Where we're controlling the ball in the attacking field, and it's the same type of game development plan that you saw. Like first half compared to second half is like identical. Up against this Philadelphia, if you can get those early goals like we have been usually and start controlling the clock there, then I could see us definitely putting another 3 points up for us.
Yeah, getting an early goal is such a big like mental advantage too, because like when you get scored on early, just like man, like the game just started, we're already down, and then like it's gonna take so much work just to tie it up.
Yeah.
And again, then if you make another mistake that leads to another goal, like that just compounds everything. So Yeah, I think if they can get another early goal, I think they can put this game away.
Yeah, because I mean, even in the second half, that free kick by Swiderski was around the 54-minute mark.
Yeah, it was
It's only
really
9
early
minutes into the
again.
game, or
Yeah.
second half, I should say.
Yeah, and that free kick really just sealed that game away.
Yeah.
That was again, I can't get over how good that free kick was. So, I mean, what would you like to see from the team or anyone specific, I guess, for this Philadelphia game? Any changes to the lineup? Different you want to see a different formation, or what do you want to see the team focus on?
No, I think the formation is good. Lineup, I like Fuchs there in that center back. I'd like to see either more of Mora there or what's the other guy?
Armor?
Armor, when he comes back. I want to see Reyna take the spot of Rios.
I agree.
He seems like he's healthy again. And I want to see Awful on the right side and Alcivar in the middle.
Yeah, but I'm surprised Awful isn't getting more playing time. I thought he did really well.
Every time he comes in, he does really good.
Yeah. And maybe he's a bit older or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it's surprising how much depth this team does actually have. It's nice to see.
Yeah,
there's a lot of interesting things that Ramirez can do, and again, like going into this Philadelphia game, we're on good form, and I think that Reyna over Rios is a huge improvement to the attack. I think it brings in a lot of options, like especially with him and Bender playing on the same side. Like I think Bender's just gonna be able to like turn and play that ball into space and let Reyna go free.
Yeah. Reyna just seems to be like when he gets the ball, just a little more explosive with it. And more of a playmaker.
Yeah, he's not afraid to like take people on.
Exactly.
Which is, I think, something teams miss.
But that's really all I had for like lineup changes or anything like that. Besides that, I mean, they're gaining momentum. They're putting goals in the back of the net.
Yeah,
we're winning games, building a streak.
The passing looks better and better every game.
Much better.
Like, that was kind of, I think, one thing we kind of brushed away pretty quickly. But Derek Jones being in that center, I thought he was switching the ball really well. Like, it's a little difference, but like I felt like Bronico and some other like center mids, they would pass to Corujo, who would then pass to Lindsay, and Jones was just kind of like by-stepping that and just going straight to Lindsay with like a good pacey pass. Like
kind of skipping the middleman type.
Yeah, and it's just like that. I mean, that's just like extra time to attack. Like
catches the other team off guard.
Yeah, so I'm excited about him being in the lineup.
I like Jones as starting defensive mid there.
Yeah, I think him starting this past weekend, I think kind of cements that he's going to be the starter going forward because he's only been with the team for so long. Like clearly he's already gotten how the system works and has the talent. And I just think he looks like a better player too.
Yeah, he looks like the better of the two.
Yeah. All right, so that kind of sums up our thought process for the upcoming match. One thing I did want to touch on this week with you was, and I think it'd be kind of fun. So we still have one DP spot left. Summer window's right around the corner. Pitch me your dream signing. Now, if budget is no concern, David Tepper just hands you a blank check, and then pitch me your realistic. Well, and then I'll do the same after.
All right. So I knew you were gonna bring this up, but I haven't had too much time to think. So I'm just gonna go on the fly here. So as far as unrealistic, I would say he plays for Liverpool right now. But he also plays for the Colombia national team.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
Number 14.
Luis Enrique, I believe.
Luis something.
Yeah.
I don't know his last name, but
yeah,
he's been great the last couple of games in the World Cup qualifying matches. So just to have a Colombian player on the squad would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But as far as like realistic, I don't know. We probably could pick up maybe like a left back.
Yeah.
But I don't know who it would be. I'd have to look at who do you think?
Left back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have no clue who would be a good left back to sign.
I don't know,
especially with
everybody
the cap
usually
and
knows
everything.
forwards or midfielders, but as far as like strong defensive, I don't know. Like maybe bring Puyol out of retirement.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, that's a good. I mean, yeah, I think that is the spot where we could probably use another player as left back. Um, I'll give you my dream one. So it's kind of set up in two stages. So I think you sign him for the first 6 months and give him a little bit of money to get in shape. Listen,
Oh
you can
man.
get back in shape. There's a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. So we wait those 6 months. That puts the team right at the playoffs. So the team's got to make playoffs for this to work.
Okay.
Then, as playoffs starts, you get an in shape, out of retirement Ronaldinho,
Oh.
who doesn't really have that much wear and tear because he kind of like went into retirement kind of early by just playing in the Brazilian league, and he's not as much wear and tear as you might think. I think you give him 6 months to train, get in shape,
And
you
get
get
a real passport.
yeah, and a real passport. Yeah, I think he would tear it up in the MLS. Like, it would at least be entertaining, to
When
say
you
the
first
least.
started saying going back into shape, I thought you were gonna go with the original Ronaldo. I was like, you're not getting that guy in shape.
No, that guy's got no knees.
No.
See, that's the thing with Ronaldinho, though. Like, he doesn't have any injuries.
No.
Like, he just
Like he
liked
just
to
got
party.
old.
Yeah, and now he's older, yeah. But, like, it was just, like, a lack of self-discipline that made his career kind of burn out early. But, I think if you could get him to just train on, like, fitness for, like, 6 months, then, like, come, October, I think he would just, like, tear it up. I think it'd be sick to watch, too.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Okay, and who would be your realistic one?
Yeah, so the realistic one, I think I agree with your left back pitch actually, but I don't know who would it be. But I think the one that I could think of that would actually be a lot cheaper than I originally thought is a center mid named Jack Wilshire, who used to play for Arsenal. Was touted as like being the next big English midfielder, and unfortunately, just injuries kind of stopped his career. When he still had really great performances for Arsenal, but he never really reached the height of his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you've never heard of this guy, just go to YouTube, look up, Jack Wilshire versus Barcelona, and like that is just like the prime example of like what a good center mid should be. Kind of like even like kind of a holding center mid.
Yeah.
And so I think he would just bring in like kind of like how Ruiz played this past weekend, but just to another level. And you could get him on the cheap. Like, I looked up his transfer value right now. It's only 2 million.
Oh my
He was a free
gosh.
agent for almost a year, and he just signed last month for a Danish club, which I think the Danish league is probably on par or slightly below MLS, so it'd probably be more enticing for him too.
Yeah.
And he's only like 30, 31.
What's
So
his nationality?
English. He's
Oh,
from England.
yeah.
So
So he'd fit over here just fine.
yeah, and like there's a big Premier League fan base here in the United States, in here in North Carolina. So I think a lot of people would recognize him, and I think it'd be cool to see him like kind of just bring that level of technicality and talent
Now, how old
over
is
here.
this player?
I think he's 30, 31.
Oh, he's on the higher end there.
Yeah, but I mean, Fuchs is 35.
Yeah, but he's playing defense
Yeah, that's true.
and getting gassed.
Yeah, true. But I don't know. I think it would be something that like Alcivar, Franco, Ruiz can all learn from him.
Yeah.
I think you could easily get a good 60, 70 minutes out of him every week because, again, like here in the MLS, they're only playing in the like league game. He doesn't have to worry about any like extra Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup. Like over there in England, he was playing every 3 or 4 days. Like, and that's just why he couldn't stay. Yeah, that's just why he couldn't stay healthy. Here, he just has to play once a week.
And training, that's it.
Yeah, and even for the training, I mean, you can give him light training because like the technical skills there.
He already has it.
Yeah, like it would just be more about like just keeping him in shape. I think that would be a really cool signing to see.
That'd be interesting. I'm gonna have to look him up and see if you're right on this one. But midfield, I think we're pretty strong in midfield. I think as far as, in my opinion, we just need to bring in some better defense.
Yeah.
Because even, I don't know if you recall, around the 69th minute of the game, like they had a shot towards Kalina where he saved it, but it was like no pressure was on the guy. And Fuchs was supposed to be guarding him.
Yeah, and then like right at the very end, they had that header. That was kind
Yeah,
of like a free header, and they just missed it.
crazy.
I mean, those are gonna happen. Like every team gets at least one or two chances.
Mm-hmm.
And at least we have Kalina, who man of the match. I don't think we mentioned that, but like
Oh yeah.
very well deserved that. So we got him to back it up, thankfully. But and then I guess the last thing we saw, on Instagram that one of the analysts for Charlotte FC got the tattoo of the average attendance,
Not
or not the
doing it.
average attendance, but the record attendance on his bicep. And you and I have both agreed now that if they make the playoffs, we'll get their record, the regular season record, tattooed on our bicep.
I never agreed to that. I just suggested it.
Well, if they make playoffs, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make you do it too.
Would that be your first tattoo?
Yeah, first and
Okay.
only, probably.
There you go. I already have tattoos, so been there, done that. If they make playoffs, regardless of them if they make playoffs or not, you should just get the season results.
That'd be funny. I might do it anyways. We'll
It's gonna
see.
be 6 wins, 6 losses, and 6 ties.
Maybe I won't get the tattoo then, but we'll see. All right, well, that'll wrap it up for today. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you like the podcast, tell a friend about it. That'll help us grow. Leave a review. That also helps people find our podcast. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at offsides_CLTFC. We'll catch you guys later.
Byes. Okay, sometimes I like to think about ways I could just do nothing at all and get paid for it. What do you do? That's all I got. I don't have a lot of thinking.
That should be good.